high-level policy dialogue that will be taking place on Wednesday and Thursday in Niamey is about conflict, security, and development. When you look at the Sahel region, this is a region that in the past people were talking about when they talk about drought, they talk about food insecurity, movement of people, migration, and so on. For the last decade or so, there's a new phenomenon that has to do with people who are moving because of insecurity, because of some conflict between communities, a conflict between groups of people, which is transboundary. This high-level policy dialogue will be looking into the root causes of insecurity, the root causes of conflict, and their link to development. It's an exercise that is being conducted by the ECA, Economic Commission for Africa, for 3 regions on the continent: the Great Lakes, the Horn of Africa, and the Sahel region. This one is a specific one for the Sahel region, and it will take place in Niamey. This dialogue is very important because when you look at the situation in the Sahel region, every country that is involved, we can talk about the G5 countries, which are Mauritania, Burkina Faso, Niger, Chad, and Nigeria and Cameroon. You add these 2 countries. These countries are involved into improving the livelihood of their people through the development of plans. This plan will require resources to make sure that they come up with issues related to infrastructure. They deal with issues related to making sure that people have access to safe drinking water, access to education, and so on. But because of insecurity in the region, because of conflict among communities in the region, these resources that were supposed to go to development issues are now drawn into security issues. That means that there's a shift in the few resources that we have in the region that are now going more and more to issues related to insecurity. That is why it is very important to see how we can work on the root causes of this insecurity so that the few resources that we have in the region are dedicated to development and not to security and conflict issues. My expectations are very high from this high-level policy dialogue because you have a mix of policymakers coming from countries from the Sahel who know very well what are the issues going on in their respective region. In addition to that, you have a number of experts who have been working on these issues from different regions of the continent and abroad, who will come and give their perspective on issues related to insecurity and development. If you have the mix of these scholars and policymakers together, as well as a number of international organizations, I believe that there will be exchanges of experience, good and bad experience, that will lead us to come up with some policy interventions that will make sure that not only we deal with issues related to insecurity, but also issues related to governance as well as development.